Hello everybody, Scrub Sandwich here. I realize it's been 9 months and it's been a hot minute since I've made any sort of contact, at least in the space of YouTube. I'm fairly and relatively active on Discord, but for those of you who know me not on there, um, I've kind of ghosted this whole YouTube scene. Um, YouTube was never a full commitment for me. Neither was it something I really wanted to do. It was more so to log my progress of game development. Um, but I've really gotten a kick after a good while of playing beta Minecraft. Um, and I'd just like to give a little bit of a world tour, as I've seen going on. Every time I look up Minecraft beta on YouTube, I end up seeing a world tour. So I thought I would give my own. I've been working on this world for maybe about a month, so it's not the farthest along, but I do think that what I have so far it looks pretty good. Alright, so here's where we start. Nothing major. I think spawn is about in that direction. I really have no idea. Uh, this version does have beds, so it's not a huge deal if I die. But I've only died once so far. So right here is Old Home, and that's the date of which I started the world. Obviously, I renovated everything. This is just a little mine shaft, and then, whoops, interesting. Huh. Anyways, just a little mine shaft down there, and then there were some chests right here. Remember, chests are full blocks in this version, so you can't really stack them on top of one another. So your best bet to have kind of a stack is to have them layered like stairs, and then this little cove right here is so that I can open in quotations, and right here were furnaces. Though when I moved to the next area, I took everything with me, and then up here is just a little lookout point, just so I can see the area. And also, since this hill goes up a little further, it was used to scope out the area that I would be moving into. Okay, so as this sign says, this is a tunnel to what is called Hard Knock Valley. So the reason I named my area of dwelling Hard Knock Valley is it's just because of how difficult it was to first settle there. It was the first couple nights. And I knew I wanted to be over there, but I also knew that it would have been way too difficult to just walk back and forth over there and make a build. Which is why I have these tunnels, which I haven't updated or changed at all since I first made them. But as we walk into this new area, we can see the progress that I've made. So I have, let me turn down the grass sounds a little bit. That's really loud. Anyways, this was the first build in Hard Knock Valley, and it's the designated home of Hard Knock Valley. It's a little bit messy at the moment, but we've got chests in that stair step design as before. They're not organized, as I didn't feel I'd be in here for very long. The only one that's organized is this one, and these are just my rarities chest. This one is just a dump of inventory stuff, and this one will be as well. I'm slowly but surely running out of room in this area, and I'm going to have to relocate. And I'll maybe turn this room into something else, like maybe a train station, or I'll mix it with this mine here. I'm thinking of making it come across this way and having it like a resource station for going mining. So that'll be fun. And then the second build that I made, that's the third, but the second build that I made is this research tower, which I used to, and I still use, every time I want to make a new build. I climb up to the top and I scout out the land to see where I want to build next. But we can look at it at the end, after I've showed you everything. This is a simple well. I wanted a visual and relatively nice looking 4x4 infinite water source. because before it was just this little pond behind the research tower, uh, with the little antenna. Uh, this is my sugarcane farm. It's nothing major. It's not automatic. I have already. I do have plans to make it automatic, but for what it's worth, it is what it is. And then this one is automatic. It's it's just a cactus farm. So how this works, for those who don't know, is this pressure plate here holds the cactus. And by automatic, I mean as automatic as it can get for beta Minecraft. There's no hoppers or anything, and there's nothing that makes them grow. You just have to hope that they grow, and then once they're next to a solid block, they'll realize, oh, I can't be next to a solid block. So what they'll do is they'll pop off, and they'll fall into this water stream coming down. And they'll be just funneled right here, so I can collect them and put them in the chest right here. Alright, it's getting late. Alright, back to daytime. I just ran in there real fast and took a nap. Right here is a simple wheat farm. I just harvested it recently, but I've got a fair bit of wheat from it. Food isn't really a massive concern in these old versions of Minecraft. You really only need them if you're going on adventures or you're traveling to places where you're not going to have any shelter. And there's risk of mob attacks, especially for mining. It comes in handy. But other than that, there's no continual need for food. This is the projects board. In fact, I just finished 2 projects right here, one being the mob spawner and the mushroom farm, which we'll take looks at. Yeah, but it just has a list of things I'd like to accomplish as I play throughout the world. And build new home is that plan that I was mentioning for this wall up over here. I really do like this wall, and I'm thinking of building a kind of like a medieval castle style wall, like with the kind of like the armchair looking thing where the wall comes out, and then it's got a tower, and then another wall comes over this way, and then another tower, and then back, and then a home on the inside of it. That would be more so like a scenic entrance. I've got pathways connecting everything, but there's nothing stopping you from just walking in between them. I've got this kind of archway right here. I'm not sure how I really feel about it, but I do really like it. It almost gives this area we're walking into an oriental feel that I don't see very often in old Minecraft. It's almost exclusively medieval. Right here is the mushroom farm. I have yet to see it work. Oh! So this is not how it's supposed to work. So mushrooms are apparently supposed to spread in dark places, but for some reason I can't seem to get them to spread. I don't know if maybe it's too bright in here because of the pressure plates right here, or the pistons I mean, and there's redstone torches underneath them being transparent. There was this little cove in the corner by the mushroom farm, and while I couldn't make this look beautiful, for some reason there was just no ideas of how to make this look nice. So there's this little cove that I decided to pretty up and add a little bench, sit down at. It does need a couple more flowers, and it could do with maybe I don't know. There's a couple more flourishes that could be added to that corner. And then so far, I'm believing that this is it. This is the final build of the map, and this is the mob farm. Now, this took me a good while to make. Not so much the exterior, although the exterior is kind of expensive using this mossy cobble. And if you don't know, it's expensive because it only spawns in dungeons, so it becomes a rarity. You can't really craft it. In modern versions, you became able to craft it with vines and cobblestone, but vines don't even exist in this version. Alright, so this is the dungeon below. Or not the dungeon, but the grinder. So I've got this bed here. I didn't really light up a lot of the cave systems around, so the best course of action is to just go to sleep, and then when it's day, most of the monsters won't be there, so it'll increase the rates marginally, but it does help. And you just come over there and you pick up all the things. This is the design from Ethos Lab several years ago. This is the Sizzler, as he calls it. And then underneath is a 30 by 30 area filled with platforms, and then a mob evader coming up. Actually, let me take you down there. Alright, so I've made it down here. I've only brought a couple items with me, just for maneuvering. In fact, I could probably patch that up. So, for a lot of you, and I know I hadn't seen this until I put research into it, you might not have seen this original design for a mob farm. And honestly, I quite like it. First off, it works fairly well in this version. It's not insane. It doesn't give you insane drops, but I'm not really one about getting, insane drops in Minecraft anyways. It's more so just been about, it's an easier way than, running out and finding the monsters yourself. I'll turn on the water a little more. It's getting on my nerves. Anyways, the trick is, and one of the things I love about beta Minecraft can be shown off in here, is that a lot of the designs for things like mob farms and redstone have to do more so with practicality than it does with just sheer brute force. There's less AI manipulation and more so just they built pipeways and tunnels and whatever to make all these things work. And you can see that in here. These little it kind of makes these platforms look like Lego bricks to me, with the connector pieces. But it's so that spiders don't have enough room to spawn, because that mob evader isn't really big enough for them to fit. And even if they do, there's a risk of it clogging up the system. A few spiders make their way through, but it's never been an issue. And then with the water, and I've got that little area right there for me to get back up. With the water, whenever mobs are in water, their first instinct is to just essentially the equivalent of holding space. So this works on that principle of them holding space. And so then I suppose they get in here, and then while they're holding space, they go up, and they're prone to just go up the whole time. And then that's there so they don't drown. I think they have either a lower rate of bubbles, or they have less air or something, something like that. That makes it to where that needs to be there. For a player, you can just barely get all the way up, but it's not a huge deal. And then this just brings them all the way up, and then cooks them, and their items drop near their feet, so so since it burns them at their head, it knocks them out real fast. Alright, and that's it for the mob farm. I can switch back to hard now. That way the mobs can continue to self-sacrifice themselves. We'll take a little snooze before we hit our last stop. I could show you the mine, but there's nothing really down there that's spectacular. It's more so just, it's a strip mine. There's nothing there. I have this little center point from this farm, and so I want to expand off this direction. I've got some more things that I'd like to build, which I've got up here on the board. And every time I get a new idea, I don't let it pass me by. I just throw it up there. That way I've got it. But I've only limited myself to 8, so I don't overwhelm myself. Minecraft's a game about fun, and if you're not having fun, then why are you really playing it? And so I'm thinking, if you're overwhelming yourself for Minecraft, it's not really worth it. I've got this glass tube so that you can see what you're looking at on the way up. I've also got this little antenna is the is kind of the theme. Just this is a research base or something. I don't know. Anyways, I think it looks really nice from up here. I love how there's not really any specific cohesion. I'm just trying to build what makes sense for the specific theme itself. I know that there's a lot of other Minecraft World Tours where they try to make specific areas have a specific theme, and honestly, no, that's a good thing. But I do think that it's great to have a little bit of variety, especially if it's just yourself in your own world, in your own little corner of said world, just playing Minecraft, having fun. Anyways, can't really wave at you, but for those of you who sat through this whole thing, thank you very much for watching. I will be back on game development videos soon. I actually have a game that I'm working on at the moment that I'd really like to share with y'all, but I'd like to get it into more of a complete state before I show it off. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you, I hate to ask, but if you feel so compelled to like and subscribe, go ahead. Uploads aren't frequent, but if you do leave a comment, I'll be sure to reply. Thank you, and bye-bye.